Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Las One y Nos Vamos, mi gente.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back.
How you doing, Margarita?
We're doing fabulous. Just came back from a quick little vacation.
Little. It seemed pretty long to me.
It was. No. But I'm also excited because we have a super duper awesome special guest. Super duper, at least for me. Very inspirational. We have Anthony. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Anthony, as she said. I'm 20 years old. I'm a truck driver. It's something what I like doing. I just feel like, well, for me, it's not even considered a job. Mm-hmm. It's just something that I just like doing, and time goes by super fast.
I bet.
And aside from that, I mean, a little bit about myself. You know, I like sports. I like cars. I just like stuff that make my adrenaline.
A little adrenaline seeker over here? Okay, all right.
Yeah, especially with those big trucks. Something that I had an issue when I was a kid was I didn't know what to call them, even though they were so around here. But I never knew, like, big rigs. So what'd you call them? You call them big rigs, tractors, or diesels?
Semi-truck. I mean, that's like...
Semi-trucks?
Semi-trucks. Okay.
Mamá, el trailer. Cuidado con el trailer.
And that was basically only the back part of it, So
yeah,
I think that's that question always stuck me in school because they were like, what is this? They would show me a picture and I was like, I guess I didn't get interested because, again, I would see them all the time. Yeah. And I think we would say trailer in Spanish. So imagine me saying trailer for them. They're like, oh, heck no, we're not talking about the back. We're talking about the front. Yeah. So very interesting. I mean, guys, the way we know him is basically Jay. He used to work with Jay. So shout out to Jay.
What up?
Así lo conocemos, if you guys can guess our age, you guys are going to be like, where the hell did you guys found them? So that's where we found them. So we know him with Jay, and yeah, man, you're very interesting, believe it or not, for that reason, because going for your commercial license, it's a big deal at that age. So yeah, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Super inspirational.
Sure is. And we say that, or I say that in a way that you caught my attention by, when we're at that age, we really think about it as like going just to a regular job, saying regular because we are always influenced to 8 to 5 most of the time. Mm-hmm. Being, fast food restaurant or being, a warehouse. So I did ask you behind the camera a little bit if your family did trucking. So tell us, how did you come up with, the idea of going for your commercial?
Okay, this is actually a pretty good little story to it. Okay, so at the time I was working at a warehouse. I was a machine operator. Mm-hmm. I was there through the agency, so I was there for like a 12-month assignment.
Oh, okay.
And so when that assignment finished, they basically didn't hire me through the company, so I kind of had to figure out what I wanted to do. And this was after high school. Mm-hmm. After high school, I went there, mm-hmm. and then after that, kind of needed to, find out what I wanted to do mm-hmm. with my life. I mean, I know it's still pretty early, but I just feel like I wanted to hop on it early. But yeah, so after I finished my 12-month assignment, mm-hmm. at the time it was summer. My sister's husband, my brother-in-law, he was going to school at the time to get his CDL. Mm-hmm. And he told me, he was like, hey, join, I'll show you, we could study together, we could go to school together. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, what? I mean, all my family members are doing it. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I could do it too. But at the same time, I was kind of something that was always in the back of my head was, okay, I'm going to get my license. But everybody was already telling me, and I was kind of me estaba aguitando. They were telling me, it's going to be hard for you to get a job. You probably won't even get a job till you're 21. And I was just like, damn,
heck no.
It just sucks, because I'm because, at a young age, I mean, it makes sense because all the insurances, mm-hmm. they want you to be 21 and up. So you kind of have to take advantage of all the opportunities you get. And mm-hmm. I'm thankful enough that I had the 2 opportunities. One I'm still at right now. And, I like what I'm doing with that. It's pretty cool. Okay. But I remember when I was going to school, I failed because I went to school for 2 months. Okay. And when I went to go take my DMV test, my first test, they give you 3 chances like a regular, mm-hmm. when you're gonna get your license, your regular one. And I remember I failed the first one, but it was kind of dumb because I took it in Fontana.
Okay.
I had my appointment like at 9 in the morning, and they didn't give it to me like at 1 because it was like really backed up. Mm-hmm. So when I took it, I was already all mad. And then when the lady called my name, we went out there to the truck. We were going to do the in-cab. And I just got really nervous. And the truck's just like a manual truck. So I kind of messed up. I resetted myself. And when I was going to turn on the truck, I left it in gear. So you guys already know what happened. So I turned on the truck and that thing was bouncing. The lady in the back, she was over here with like her notebook like bouncing. I was just like,
oh my god, I can already imagine that, just trying to write everything.
Like at the moment it wasn't funny, but I was all mad. But like right now, it's something I laugh about. And then a week later, that week was like, I was honestly like pretty stressed. I was like pretty down. I was like kind of mad at myself because that's something that literally I've been going to school for 2 months. And I was just super mad at myself. Like, that's all I thought about. And then a week later, I took it in another location. And then that day, I went in pretty calm, to be honest. Like, I took a little tea. It was probably more, it's probably like more a mental thing, but.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, some of us could be nervous already just by doing the driving test, just a normal driving test. Now having that big old monstro trying to, maneuver it, it could be intimidating at that point in time.
I know. I can barely drive my car. I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, honestly, I can feel you on that because sometimes, curves be coming up on me and, like they're out for me. And like, I don't know if you see my car, it has all these like scratches.
Scratches on the rims? Yeah. Oh, you're one of those, huh?
I know. I'm like, oop, el golpe avisa. There goes me both.
Yeah. That's crazy. No, well, that's cool that you still didn't give up even though you failed your first test.
So I failed that first time. Mm-hmm. And then the second time I knocked out everything. It was like I want to say like a 2-hour test. It was like 4 parts to it. And I did pretty good. I mean, crazy to say, like I have little clips of it and stuff. My sister was recording. She was more nervous than me. Like I would hear it in her voice. But when we went outside driving, like maybe for like the first 5 minutes, like the guy was obviously like paying attention because they want to see like you got it, like obviously like. So after the first 5 minutes, I just see him take out something. I was like, oh, he's probably going to take out, some chapstick. He puts on his AirPods. And I was just like, oh, yeah, like since he put them on, I was like, it made me even more confident and stuff. And I was just like super confident in myself. When I came back, he told me I passed. And I was I was like really happy. I was like, obviously, as they say, the easy part is getting your license. Right. The hardest part is getting the job. And it took me... Well, honestly, I went on Indeed and it took me maybe like 2-3 weeks to land.
That's good.
Yeah. That's pretty good. It is pretty good. Yeah. And then I got this one job in Ontario. That's where I met Jay. Mm-hmm. Shout out. But I remember when they called me, I told them on the phone, I told them my age and my situation. He was like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Just come down, give you a little test drive. And then... So I go the next day and they tell me, have you driven a 53-footer? And at the school, they only teach you with the little 28, like a little small box.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, no, never. And then I get on and as soon as we're going out, they tell me to turn right. I was like, damn, like I'm not used to this, like I'm over here like super close to the east side. Like I was all like kind of like nervous and stuff. And then we kind of went just like for a little spin around the block. And then I came back. They made me like park it in the dock. And then the guy at the time, I believe it was David. This was a couple months ago. We go back inside. He was like, oh, he got it. And then I got that job and I was honestly like pretty happy. Yeah. I was there for like 3 months and a half, like around there, something like that. But I remember I started off with, it was me and like 3 other guys. They're already older guys than me. And they had quit like literally the first 2 weeks because they saw like it wasn't going to work out. Like, I mean, the only reason why I stayed there was because they were the only ones that were going to give me the opportunity. That's the only reason why I stayed
Expirence.
There. Why didn't they stay? Was it because it was too hard or they just didn't like the pay? They didn't like the people? What is it that you feel like they didn't like?
It was, I believe for them, it was a little bit too physical. Because there was an older gentleman that he would, sometimes be saying, like, like, how do we, like, why are we pushing like this? Like, the pallets would be like some heavy pallets, you know, and like, we're like, I mean, in my head, like, I'm like, we're truck drivers, like, what do we have to be doing, like, freaking pushing pallets and stuff, you know, like,
Right.
but like I said, I mean, I was only there because of that, and then after that, like, you know, I couldn't take the BS, you know, just too much drama in there, and well, obviously I quit, and I was trying to find a job, and I didn't land anything. It was like I went for like 4 months without a CDL job, and I went back to like a regular warehouse. You know, it was like pretty bad at the time because, you know, I had bills, and, you know, like a warehouse job, a little 16. Like, I'm not saying anything anything wrong with that, you know, because, you know, I mean, I did it, but I'm just saying that, you know, like, it's tough, you know, especially right now with all the prices of, you know, stuff being high. And then I got this one opportunity with my friend. He told me about it, and we're like the same age, and he told me about it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. And so I started off. He was training me, and they only give you like 2 days to train. The third day if needed. And I remember on my second day, after, like, if you're seeing this, you know,
they're like, we remember.
Yeah. So after my second day, I called my mom. I was like, I don't think it's gonna work out. You know, I don't think this is for me. I don't want to do this. You know, yeah. I just felt like I had like a lot of anxiety of like,
is it gonna happen? Is it not? Is it even gonna work out?
Yeah.
Is that when the doubt started kicking in?
Yeah. So the doubt started kicking in, and I was just like damn, like, you know, I don't want to call my mom telling her this because, you know, like this is literally why I went to school. This is literally why I got my CDL, and I'm already, you know, like, quitting. And then I called my brother-in-law. He's been doing it for like more than 10 years. And
that's a long time.
Yeah, and I called him. I was like, you know what? Like, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call the boss. Tell him I thank you for the opportunity, but, you know, I just can't do it. You know, I don't see myself that I could do it. You know, there's a lot of pressure, and, you know, I'd rather just go back to like a regular warehouse and not feel that pressure anymore. And he was like, no, don't do that. You know, give it one more day. That's how we all started. You know, like, literally, that's how everybody starts.
Yeah.
You know, you're not the only one. And, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to listen to him. I'm going to go one more day, and we'll see how it goes. And then the next day I went in, and, like, it was a pretty smooth day. And I was just like, you know what? I think I could do this. And then that same day, or that same week, I'm sorry, the boss tells me, he's like, I have this load. You want to do it? But obviously by myself already. Right. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it, see how it goes. And I went to San Diego. And, like, literally right there by the border. I was like 10 minutes from the border, and like, I was like, at first, like, I was a little bit nervous.
Should I go for the tacos or not?
I was a little bit nervous, but I remember I was pretty happy. I was over here FaceTiming my family that I'm over here driving already by myself.
Aww, was that like the first time you said that's the first time you drove by yourself, right?
53, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because at my old job where I was with Jay, because we had like little bobtails, little box trucks, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I would like kind of avoid going on the big rigs. Oh, okay. Just because I was kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie.
I bet.
Yeah, I was kind of scared, but they would, like, when we would go out to San Diego or Bakersfield, like, I would tell them if, you know, I could maybe like tag along, and like I would just drive. But even then, like, they would tell me I'm fine, like, you know, I could do it. Right. But I just didn't have that confidence in myself until I feel like if I'm like,
you're like, that old me is dead and gone. Like, this is the new me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, again, that's why, you know, we brought you in, for you can motivate more people as your age, and, you know, for them to feel like, if you feel that way, just keep on pushing. Yeah. And, you know, we do have those struggles in life, not even just because you're a truck driver in any field. And that's amazing that you're doing that, because if I can give you a tip of that, I think I would just keep on going to better myself and move on. Because sometimes, like me, I stayed too long in one job because I was comfortable, or, you know, you start meeting people and you're like, I'm okay. But you're doing it the rougher way. But at the end of the day, when you get older, it's going to become easier.
100%.
Yeah. So you went through the challenges. The challenges don't stop there. But what about the fun side? The fun side. What's something that you like absolutely enjoy about your job? That you're like, heck yes, this is why I'm doing it every single day.
Oh, I feel like I have two reasons. One, it's the downtime. So, for example, if I pull up to my trailer's in ready, and it's because I work graveyard, so I go in at 12 in the night, and I'll get out to 2 in the afternoon the next day. So when they tell me that, I get all happy. I go to sleep, put a little timer, you wake up, eat some chips, my lunch. I mean, obviously, that's not good because I'm ready.
Especially being a driver,
And then you're sitting down most of the time.
Yeah, and then the second reason, I just feel like in my head, I just feel like I'm a freaking badass. I'm over here taking all these turns, talking it.
Yeah.
I just feel freaking cool. And
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I like what I do. And that's the most important. You obviously you gotta like what you do.
Right.
Yeah. No, like I said, dude, you're so young. And to me, it's so inspirational that, you're a truck driver. How many youngsters do you see that they're out there driving? What is it? How big is it?
18-wheeler.
18-wheeler. I was like, what is it called again? Yeah, an 18-wheeler con carga and, making money, They're just making the big bucks.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not a lot. I mean, right now at my job, there's a couple of us youngsters. We're maybe from what I know, there's 3 of us that are 20, and we're literally everybody else are older people. They're
Right.
mid-20s or up. And
But you gave the opportunity yourself. I mean, again, you did it. You didn't give up on yourself, and you did it, and that's the biggest motivation for your own self.
Yeah, because I can tell you, I probably know some people who are just oh, well, you know what, whatever, hasta aquí quedo. I'm just going to try a little bit hasta aquí quedo. So, and you're just you know what, no, I'm going to keep going. Yeah, you have your doubts. You're always going to have your doubts every time you're starting something new. I'm pretty sure when you started the podcast, you're oh, is this going to work out or not? Just with everyone, same thing with your brother-in-law, you said, right? I'm sure he had his doubts. So that's why he was no, I know how it is. So I'm going to keep going. So shout out to the brother-in-law.
Shout out. Shout out. But I mean, in my head, I think of a trucker as an older person.
Un señor.
Probably mid-30s with kids. Obviously you're not gonna think of a little 20-year-old guy doing this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just when I tell people what I do, sometimes they're just they don't believe it, and I'm, it's happening, it's real. Sometimes I don't even believe it. It's just crazy for me to think I'm comfortable. I've been doing it for 6-7 months now. Obviously I'm still learning. There's still a lot for me to learn. Literally last night, for the people that are truckers, I didn't know how to move my fifth wheel. This thing was sitting so. For example, my truck was right here, and my trailer was literally super close right to the back of the thing, and I had to move it, and I had to ask a couple people at the yard. I kind of hate asking for stuff, but at the same time, better be safe than sorry.
Right.
Yeah. Good for you that you're asking. I'll be well, I mean, el golpe avisa, but you asked around. No, because believe it or not, there's people that they will just get stuck for such a long time, all because they are either scared or too prideful to ask any questions. And you're doing the right things.
Yes.
So keep it up. Yeah. There's so much more that you're probably going to, I don't know the whole trucking business, but there's so much more that you're going to learn. And the only way that you're going to learn is one, by mistake, and by asking questions.
Yeah, once you know the in and out is going to become a piece of cake for you. Yeah. I'm not going to say not to be aware out on the road, because you get used to it and it becomes so much easier. But yeah, it's going to make your job easier.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
For me, since I work in the night, I don't really go through that much traffic. Yeah. So, in the night, I'm just freaking cruising. I'm freaking flying in that thing. I'm driving if it's I remember my first week, I was all scared. I was nervous. I was sweating and stuff. But now, I mean, obviously, I feel confident in myself, but I can't feel too overconfident. Obviously, you always have to be alert. But now, I just feel normal. I'm over here chewing seeds, drinking my Monster or whatever, listening to music, you
Yeah.
put the windows down, cruising. But it's pretty hard because sometimes, I do be getting sleepy, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Like
That
I'd be sleeping the whole day, but I don't know what it is. Maybe because my body's so used to obviously
Yeah,
Yeah,
like our bodies are used to sleeping at night. Like la noche es para dormir.
yeah, 100%. And then like sometimes, for example, when I go from like right here from San Bernardino, it's maybe to like San Diego or Bakersfield, it's like a little 3-hour drive. But the thing is, like a long straight road, like it be getting you kind of like sleepy, like I kind of want
No,
like,
for real.
like I kind of want like
Curves.
little short, like little curves or like little ramps or something.
Yeah.
But I kind of like it when like, for example, like when I do a lot of stops, but I do them kind of like close to each other, like 40 minutes to an hour from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, I get off, I stretch, and that's when I wake up, or, I get off, go inside, make myself a little coffee.
Yeah.
I'm good. But something that really helps is, because I have a lot of people like that I know in the trucking industry.
Right.
So what I do, I call them up, I'm over here talking, we're over here talking, we run like the same shifts and stuff. And that's something that, helps me stay awake.
Okay.
Oh, right now that you mentioned that, are you guys able to like communicate? Like, let's say that you are like you see a car accident that like, okay, it's completely stopped. Can you like not walkie? Can you radio whoever is in the back like, hey guys, just a heads up, there's a car accident, take on a different route?
No, I know what you're talking about 100%, but no, we don't have that in our stuff. We don't have the little radio thing. Yeah.
I saw it in a movie one time. I can't remember. It was like a suspense movie. It was like the guy would say candy cane. Like they would like there was these youngsters supposedly that they were they had like a radio and they were messing with the truckers. Like they were messing with like everything else. But they got this, I guess, serial killer, and they're like eventually the truck driver ended up catching up to them.
I remember that movie.
He says Candy Cane. Yeah, they said that their name was Candy Cane, the youngsters.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Candy Cane. If you guys know which movie I'm talking about, go ahead and name it. Ya ni me acuerdo cómo se llama la película.
Yeah. All right, Anthony. So you did go straight to trucking. I'm guessing from these both companies that basically, you have to go out and to different stops as you mentioned. But you never looked into the yard goat. Is that not a good pay or?
Honestly, I did. I went on Indeed, and I was just applying to literally everything. It didn't matter what it was. I just wanted to get my experience. But it was more of the fact the people that were actually reaching out to me. There would be like several people that would obviously that would reach out to you, but they would as soon as they would tell you or as soon as they would ask you for your age,
right.
I would obviously say my age. Obviously I would be, being 20, I'd be like, well, I'm 20, and they're like, oh, sorry, our insurances, don't accept that. You have to be 21 and up. And for the Yargos, I believe, I was sending applications everywhere, but my resume. Well, I mean, because I know for a Yargo, you don't really need experience.
Right, yeah.
It's just more of. I feel like you have to be a certain age, I think, or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think so. Don't quote me on that.
No. But
Sorry, really quick. I hear Yargo. What is that? Can you guys elaborate on that for someone who doesn't know?
So it's the people that are inside of the yards, the warehouses, and it's a smaller tractor than ours. For example, I drive a day cab, and it's already small as it is, but theirs is super small. It's literally just so
just the necessary, basically. It's just almost think about it like a little go-kart, but obviously not. It's a diesel truck, but it's just very impact or compact.
We'll have to answer a picture because I'm trying to visualize it, but I've only seen the diesel truck or the little go-karts, but nothing.
No, we'll put a picture for you.
We'll
no
put a
worries.
picture. I know this. Yeah. Okay.
But now that you mentioned that about the 21-year-old, I am not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, or if you don't know, it's okay. But isn't the 21 here in California, if you have the license, you got to stick around the area, and then if you're 21 and older, you're able to cross the border or cross different states?
Yeah, so that's how it works. So obviously, if you're under 21, you obviously could only do local work. So just imagine you could only do local work, and just to get the opportunity is kind of hard. So it's already hard as it is, but even that, it just makes it even harder. And for the people that are over 21, they could be going over the road, and that's where big companies like Swift, Schneider, all the other schools, if you have no experience, you could go with them. Obviously they're gonna throw you over the road, but honestly, that's not something I'm really looking to do, in the future. Obviously, like, I like, doing like local stuff because, at the end of the day, I like being home.
That's what I was going to say. Like, just that you're able to be home, you're able to spend time with the family. Because you said you work, what's your schedule again?
I'd be working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sometimes I'd be getting like a 4-day. It could either be like a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. It really depends because I'd be kind of getting my 40 hours in 3 days.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say. So, because you said, when you got here, you said that you worked today you worked like 13 hours, right?
Yeah, today I did a 13-hour shift. Well, actually, today was my first day back because I had taken a week of like vacation. And also...
Nice. In 6 months. All right. That's what's up. Where do I sign up?
I took a little break, like a little vacation. And honestly, today when I came back, like I felt super rusty. Like when I was taking my turns, I was just paranoid. I was just freaking watching my trailer, making sure I don't knock over like a freaking the street light or something. I was just like really paranoid throughout the night. But like before that, like I had got like really comfortable with my turn. So like I was I was just surprising myself. I was just like, damn, I really like parked it right there. Like some dumb little like small spots. But obviously, like sometimes it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I get off like 20,000 times, to be looking, if I'm not gonna hit anything. Because the last thing I want is, to break something.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty sure the experts have their times where they're like, oops. They have their burrito in their hand. Oh, damn.
Oh, no dicen nada when they hit something.
I know. Hey, like I said, el golpe avisa.
Right. Dang.
Yeah. Familiar with like the... Well, I'm pretty sure you do. Like the what is it called? Cuando... Pretty much when your brakes go out, there's like these little ramps or what is it called? ¿Cómo se llaman?
Off-ramp, like it's kind of, I know what you're talking about. There's a lot going to Bakersfield. Like tonight when I went over there, it's for example if if your brakes go out and literally there's no other way for you to stop, like if you see it, obviously you're gonna have to go on it. Because if not, it's gonna obviously end fatally. But honestly, I was very paranoid at first going to Bakersfield, for that reason, because obviously I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Grapevine. It's like a 7% downgrade for like 5 miles. No, it's like when you kind of get to Bakersfield, it's like literally like the last mountain, the last hill before getting to Bakersfield. Funny story, I'm going to take it back to my old job with Jay. So I remember we were going to Bakersfield that morning, and honestly, like I felt comfortable because I was going with Jay. Obviously he has experience. He's been doing it for a lot longer than me.
Right.
So I remember that day we were driving. I was driving, and then we went through that. We went through Grapevine, and honestly, like in my head, like I thought I was all cool and stuff. Like I was going all like all calm and stuff. But at the end, Jay tells me, honestly, I saw you were all nervous. You were all holding the steering wheel like this. But I mean, in my head, I thought, I was just like, like with one hand,
expectation versus reality moment.
But it was kind of crazy though, because that same day when we were going down, we had seen a trailer that had caught on fire because he was using his brakes too much.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had. Obviously, you can't be braking too much because your brakes are gonna burn. Yeah, they're gonna heat up and they're gonna burn out. So he did teach me like a lot, honestly, in the aspect as in like one solid brake is all you need, and just keep like every 5 seconds, brake on it. If you see it picking up, another one, and like last night I went to Bakersfield and I don't even think of it too much. But at first I'd be scared, to be honest, because you're passing through nothing but mountains and you don't have service on your phone. And like literally I'd be going like in the middle of the night, like at 3-4 in the morning, and literally like kind of the roads would be empty for a good solid while. And so like you see like truckers, but like I'm talking about truckers that are freaking on like 75 on the freaking highway. Our stuff are like covered like we can't go more than 55 miles per hour. So I'm like over here going pretty slow as it is, and I just see like people just freaking flying by, and it's pretty scary. I mean, I get scared. I'm not gonna lie. I go on the second lane because I hate going on the first lane because I'm like I don't really like heights. Yeah.
Is there a lane where you guys are not allowed to be on?
Yeah. So it's the third and the fourth lane. But when you're going down, specifically Grapevine, it's usually we could only go on the first lane. But if you see it, if you're picking up too much speed, obviously they'll give you like a little chance to go like on the second lane. But it just depends how it is. But sometimes CHP,
That's what I was gonna say. Like you guys have to drive like that you guys cannot go over it at all, like not even 5, like, because that's what I do. I'm like, okay, if the speed limit is this much when I'm driving to Arizona, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go up just 5, no más 5, but you guys cannot at all.
Honestly, I do. Like for example, like our trucks are governed at like 63, but like I keep it like at 58, 59, you know, like, because I mean at the same time our trucks, you know, have cameras or trucks.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Wait, they do or they don't?
They do.
They do.
Yeah, they
Oh,
have cameras,
damn.
so you can't, you know, really be on your phone. I mean, obviously, you know, that's good because the last thing you want is having a car accident, being on your phone.
Right.
But honestly, I do like, you know, for example, you know, I need to change the song. You know, I'm not feeling that song. You know, I just stay awake. You know, like go like real quick, change the song.
Yeah.
Put some peso pluma.
Heck yes. Yeah, that's what's up. Some peso pluma.
Ya le moviste sacar los pies a
Hold on.
Margarita.
Hell yeah. Hacer el pasito. You're driving, you're haciendo el pasito. That's what's up. I like you. Yeah. So, the scales, have you ever had to, well, I mean, you're a truck driver, so does every truck driver have to stop there? Like what is it that, because sometimes like the ramps are open, sometimes they're closed. Like aquí, I don't know if you've gone up to Victorville.
Yeah.
There's a ramp there. What is it? The scales? Yeah, the CHP scales.
Honestly, I have a funny story about the scales. I remember this was like maybe like 2 months ago. I was going to San Diego. There's scales, you know, in Temecula, like right there on Rainbow.
Yeah.
It was like 3 a.m. It was super foggy, like super foggy. It was like pitch black, super foggy, and the little sign said, you know, all trucks stop at scale. And I was like, oh, all right, you know, I'm gonna stop in the scales. But when I was passing by, like, you couldn't really see a lot, and I saw the thing, but like I kind of hesitated. I hesitated, and I didn't even go through the scale. I just freaking like flew by it, and I was just like, fuck, like I was over here all nervous and like, damn, like what if they come over here and give me a ticket and stuff? And you know, I called up Sal. I was like, hey, bro, like I just did this, and that fool was like, oh, don't even worry about it, bro. I do that shit all the time. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, what happens if you pass it? Like, do you have to turn back around? Like, how does that work?
So basically, you know, just keep going until like CHP comes for you. Basically, you know.
Oh, they do. Did they go for you?
No, I was honestly just like, because there was like somewhat traffic, and obviously where the scales are, it's like up in a little hill. So, you know, and that day I didn't have a trailer with me. I was just in the tractor, but you know, they still want you to stop and stuff, you know. But I was honestly pretty worried. I was like looking at my mirrors and I was like, damn, like I was over here like being paranoid, you know. I was like, damn, I messed up.
Yeah. So we've said that you're very inspirational, but another thing that just really that I admire is female truck drivers, because we have like right here where we live. Yeah. There's is it JB Hunt?
Yeah.
Oh, me giving away my location. Well, sometimes I do get to see some female truck drivers. Yeah. And, you know, for me, I'm like, I don't think I'll ever be able, even like a truck. Like, I think I've driven my cousin's truck before, and I just cannot, like, I'm just, se me hace muy grande. And now I imagine, you know, having an 18-wheeler. Oh my gosh, no way. But do you know any female truck drivers?
Well, actually, right there where I work, there's a couple of ladies, maybe like 3 or 4. You know, they're older, right. And honestly, I haven't really seen them drive, but they've been there for a while. And honestly, I'm just like, you know, like it kind of like surprises me in a way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like pretty difficult. You know, it's like very difficult. Right. And for them, well, I mean, obviously, like I'm not trying to say anything bad. You know, I'm just saying, you know, it's because like how she said, you don't really see that. You know, like you just see mainly guys, and you know, to see a girl, you know, doing it, you know, it's obviously it's pretty cool. You know, like you know,
male dominated field, and just to see a woman behind a huge truck or trailer, and I don't know, it's motivation. It's very interesting. I'm like, something that I would not be able to do, but again, it's hay algo para todos. It's something for everyone, and that's pretty cool. Have you talked to any of them?
Not really, to be honest. I've maybe talked to at the yard. I kind of ran into one of my coworkers, a lady. I had a question. I think it was like about like the because she's been there longer there than me.
Yeah.
The job I'm currently at.
Right.
I had a question. I think it was like about like my clocking, because we do everything through the phone, like our clocking and everything.
Okay.
And I had a question about it, and we're kind of like, I kind of told her, I was like, damn, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I told her, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like, damn, like sometimes when I go to Bakersfield, like at the very beginning, like I was kind of scared, and then she told me like something like, you get used to it, she basically, like, she just
Motivated you?
Yeah, motivated me. I was just like, damn, I'm really sounding like a bitch,
No.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, she was probably admired, like you were saying. She was admired. You were admiring her, and she was admiring you that you were very young and doing the job.
Yeah, you're young, and then you're admiring her because she's a woman, and I feel that you'd normally see men.
Like, I think they don't know how young I am. Like, I mean, I don't think I look young. I mean, I'm freaking like 6'3".
You're tall. That's what I'm saying. You're
and
tall.
I kind of like somewhat like a little beard going on, kind of. So, everybody be thinking, I'm a little bit older. And, like, honestly, like, I'm not going to tell them, no, obviously, like I want them to think I'm older.
Yeah.
It's
how you present yourself. I mean, I don't think it has to do like with the facial hair. It's really how you present yourself.
Well, Anthony, any tips that you can give out? Maybe you kind of already said a little bit of the process and stuff, but any tips maybe that you can give, like the one that we think it's a real good tip of, like, don't be afraid to not speak or ask questions. Anything else that you can give to these fellows that are getting their commercial license right now?
For someone who's trying to get started.
Well, honestly, for the people that are under 21, honestly, like, if this is something you want to do, do it. Obviously, the opportunity is gonna come down the road. Obviously, don't always have faith in yourself that just be applying everywhere. You never know. For example, like, people were telling me that it was gonna be hard for me to land a job. I was honestly already like, kind of like, feeling down, about it. But honestly, like, I didn't really struggle too much finding a job, because I know it's very hard. But if this is something you want to do, do it. I mean, I did it, and I'm still doing it, and
enjoying it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, like, I enjoy what I do, because honestly, like, at a warehouse, like, I'm like, it kind of sucked, doing repetitive stuff every day, being like like with the same people with drama and stuff. And, over here when I'm trucking, there's none of that. You see different stuff every day. You go to a different city. There's literally no one telling you stuff, like, oh, you have to do this, you're not doing that. Just drama in that sense of, like, a toxic work
environment.
Basically. And over here, I'm just on my own, and it's cool. But sometimes, it does get a little bit lonely, like,
right.
Like, because, like, you're like for like 13, 14 hours by yourself. And, you kind of want, like, I remember at first, like, I kind of always wanted someone to be there with me. Like, when I first started.
Right.
Mainly because I was, like, a little bit more scared and stuff. But now, I kind of got used to it.
Maybe maybe another tip that you can give out is, I know you mentioned you like cars and stuff, but I bet you have to keep that driver license pretty clean, huh?
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Okay, talk about that one. I forgot about that one.
Honestly, basically, if you're speeding, obviously there goes your license. Literally, like, simple as that. And honestly, I have a story. I got pretty lucky, because I remember a couple months before I even applied for went to go do my CDL process, I got pulled over. Like, I was on the carpool. I was doing like 90, 95. But I was just cruising, like, in my head, like, I was just like cruising in my car.
Right.
They pulled me over, and they were like, you know how fast you were going? And I was just like, not really. I was just cruising. And they're like, were you drinking? And I was like, no, we just... Like, because it was my girlfriend and my two friends, and they were saying that I was over here all nervous and stuff, like that's what they were saying. But honestly, I don't believe it. Like, I felt like I was all calm, like, smooth. I'm pretty thankful, because, he told me, like, he basically gave me a warning,
right.
And
really?
He gave me a warning. He let me off on a warning. And if it weren't for that,
Yeah,
it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It was meant to be where you're at right now. I feel like it's meant to be, because that probably could have just ruined it, and then taking you in a different route.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
What's some hobbies you have? You have any hobbies?
Yeah, well, I have not really that much, but something I really like doing is obviously, like you said, you know, like I like the car scene, the car community stuff. You know, I would like going to like car meets. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if you guys.
Míralo.
What kind of trucks? Like cars? Like what are they? Like Hondas, the racing ones or the mamalonas.
No,
What kind?
the racing ones. You know, like you know, just like, you know, fixed up like Camaros, Mustangs.
Okay.
You know, anything. But like my dream car is, you know, a GTR. I'm not sure.
Oh,
GTR. Ooh.
Yeah, an R35.
Nah, well, that's cool, Anthony. Knowing you a little bit more on outside of your field. But any other question you got from us? It does. And before I say that, it does sound like you're a very motivated person. Seems like you're always striving for something. So keep it going. Again, like you mentioned, you are very young, and you know, you got a lot to go for your future. But anything you want to ask us?
Well, I want to know, like, what was your guys's like what made you guys do a podcast? You know, like for example, like I'm kind of getting like inspired to do like little TikTok videos and like little like days in the life. And you know, like I told you guys, someone that inspired me, his name is Alex Nino. He's pretty big on YouTube and TikTok. You know, honestly, like I just find it entertaining. You know, like watching what he does. Literally, just freaking. You know, it's just his job.
Yeah.
You know, well, there's obviously much more than that. You know, he makes it entertaining and stuff.
Tiene carisma.
Yeah.
Tiene pegue.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Well, I mean, he was the one that it was him and Jay that pretty much just started, and then I just wiggled my way in. No, but yeah, it's just just like with everything, it's just a matter of starting and having the courage to start. I don't know, you're the one that started, so I'm over here taking the mic from you.
I mean, the reason why I started, it was more than anything, I seen other people do it when podcast barely hit or was hitting. And then, you know, I've known Jade, like, you know, probably for a long period of time. And I know he wanted to be doing something like this, meaning like videos. And for me, I was like, I just wanted to bring San Bernardino something different that we always known for something bad. That was my first goal. And second, honestly, I do like teaching people something. So I knew this could have been that. I'm not saying I'm perfect or I know a lot, but, you know, like you said, maybe not knowing everything, but somebody can teach you just randomly. Why not? So that was the other reason why I truly did it. I was camera shy, and I still am, believe it or not. But I learned in life that you just got to push yourself to do it. If you don't, it's worse to be like, I should have done it, or what if I would have done it?
Yeah.
So that's really my motivation to it.
Do you have a TikTok account already?
I do, but I haven't posted any videos. Last night, you know, like me coming into this podcast, I was like, you know what? Like, you know, I'm gonna start doing like little TikToks, but I kind of went back over my videos, and you know, obviously I'm not used to it, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just want to like put more content in there, you know. Like I feel like I want to show them, like, you know, for the people that, you know, that aren't familiar with the trucking industry, you know, like, you know, it's how to hook up to a trailer. You know, it's really not that rocket science. You know, literally just connect like 3 cables and, you know, pick up the legs.
Yeah.
You know, pretty simple. But like I want to record like little stuff like that. And like I said, maybe, you know, I'll probably get more film throughout this week, and I'll probably post like I'll start off with the vlog, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. I mean,
go for it. You are very motivational, so I would say it's gonna work for you if you're really up for it. And again, you're young, and people are gonna see that you're young and you're trying to do these little things. Not little, because they're big, but I'm just saying different styles of things, and that's really where, you know, you can get your viewers, or you could be a motivation for someone. So go for it for sure.
Yeah, 100%. You have our follow, you have our subscribe, our subscription.
Yep.
For sure.
I mean, I appreciate that, you know, and like some in a way like influence on people,
an influencer. Like joking but not joking, but you definitely can influence something, which is something that Jay here is trying to do too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for coming, Anthony. We really appreciate it. We hope to have you another time as well.
Absolutely.
The doors are open here for this podcast. And anything you got to say, Margarita?
No, that's it. Again, I mean, I keep saying it over and over again, but it's truly inspirational. Like any youngster that's out there making things happen, keep it up. Keep it up.
100%. And I feel like, well, I mean, I kind of told you guys, if you guys want to know why or what kind of like stopped me, from going to the next level of like soccer, I had a car accident. If you guys want me to go in depth, how much likes do we want to get it at?
you put the mark on here.
200 likes, and I go into debt of like literally everything that happened. Like literally like me learning how to walk again. Me going through through every step of like learning how to do stuff. Like for example, like when that happened, like my parents didn't think I was gonna be able to walk again, and then also like when I was in the hospital, they kind of had to sign something, saying if I needed blood, because I had lost a lot of blood in that accident. But like I said, we'll just save that story for another day.
Right. Okay. All right. You guys heard the man. 200 likes, guys. 200 likes.
Very, very, very interesting story. And I guess maybe that's one of the reasons you're very you're maybe motivatable. Is that the right word?
Motivational?
Yeah, to do other things in life. So, guys, go ahead and hit that like button for Anthony. Where he can give out his story, and you guys will have second part with him.
Yep.
No, well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you watching it at the moment, hopefully, there's other videos that made your day, and if you haven't watched them, go and watch them. Margarita comes, and not a lot of them, if you want to see her again.
If you felt motivated today, hit that like button.
Subscribe.
Share. Share. All right.
To all the grandmas, grandpas.
Look at you getting ready for.
Yes, definitely. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Have a good one.
Bye.